Hello, this is Lauren speaking, and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to be looking at the horoscope of Prince William to see what's going on with him this year, 2024 into 2025. The astrology is very interesting, and there's an awful lot of speculation with regard to his marital situation with Princess Kate Middleton and her health issues, etc. So let's take a look at it. We have a very accurate birth time for Prince William. So Prince William was born on June 21st, 1982 at 9:03 p.m. in Paddington, UK. And just a little side note here, Kate Middleton, her birth chart, well, her birth time is very speculative, and from the research that I've done, it's not an accurate birth time. That's my opinion, based on her past, etc., her marriage, birth of her children, but I might be taking a look at that in another video. So let's focus on Prince William here. Now, very important, because this year in July 19th, to be exact, 2024, the solar arc of Saturn will oppose natal Venus. And, well, we have to understand that Venus, of course, rules over love and relationships, but it does, in his horoscope, rule the fourth house of the family, the home, potentially one of the parents, but also the fifth house of children and love and romance. So when we have a Saturn opposition to Venus, this is inhibiting, restrictive within love relationships, for example. Could be or could specify a breakup situation for sure. And that's the backdrop, the solar arc, which kicks in 6 months earlier and runs about 3 to 6 months later. So that's the background theme of 2024. Now, it just so happens that at the time of that solar arc, we will see the first hit of transiting Uranus conjunct Venus. So there's a lot of focus on Venus here, and it will go on later in the year in November, a very important month. It will retrograde, and then the final hit will be in April 2025, very important as well. So we're looking at the summer months here, the month of November this year, and around March, April of 2025. Now, Uranus conjunct Venus, of course, can be a breakup situation, looking for greater independence or freedom, could relate to the marriage, could relate to, hypothetically, if he were involved with other women. Not saying he is, I'm just looking at the astrology here. Now, he has been under a transit of transiting Neptune square his ascendant, and that's been going on since about May of 2023 last year, and it's going to run all the way to the start of 2025. Now, the ascendant-descendant is the relationship axis and one's identity, and Neptune is dissolving away that situation or whatever it touches, okay? Further, just to finish up with the astrology here for him, he will, at the start, in the first 4 months of 2025, it can't really get more important than this. Transiting Pluto will square heaven. That's his status in the world, his profession, his social standing, his marital status, okay? And simultaneously, in April, such an important month for him, 2025, transiting Neptune will square the sun. And the sun is in the 7th house of the marriage house. It's also ruler of the 7th house. And so chances are that this is potentially a dissolving away of his marriage. It's either a separation or they're going to make an announcement, we could say. But there's absolutely a change going on here, without a doubt. Now, when we check the past, for example, the last time transiting Pluto was hitting off the midheaven, transiting Neptune was hitting off the ascendant and the sun, transiting Uranus was hitting off Venus. This takes us back about 20 years ago, right to 2001 through 2004, and this is it precisely when Prince William went to university in Scotland, met Kate Middleton, shared an apartment together with friends, started dating in 2003, and in 2004, there was a split, a brief split, but they reconciled, okay? The next time that Uranus would be an aspect to Venus is when his son was born, Prince George. And what else in my notes here? Yeah, that would be important enough. So we can see that the rulership of the 4th and 5th house are very accurate here. He also finished up working as a rescue pilot for the RAF at that time as well in 2013, leading into the start of 2014. So it definitely is a career shift at that time. He becomes a father, the birth of his son, and the previous time was, of course, the beginning of his relationship with Princess Kate. So I would have to say, based on that, there's no doubt about it that between this summer 2024, the month of November 2024, I could highlight the first week of November, and April of 2025, we're going to see or hear or find out about the potential here of the relationship being separated or leading to a divorce, or something else that's going on, perhaps, that we're unaware of, we could say. Certainly, between February and April of 2025, this will be more than obvious. Neptune to the Sun is sort of a wipeout of the ego transit, not easy, and the last time he had that in 2004, he had a split with Kate Middleton. However, they did reconcile. Also, interesting in his children's horoscope, Prince George, in 2022 and 23, transiting Pluto was conjunct his moon. The moon can represent his mother. Transiting Pluto opposed the sun, which can represent certainly his father, all through 2023, and the final hit of that will be November 2024. Can't emphasize that month enough. And also, transiting Uranus will oppose his ascendant. It's on the 7th house of the descendant, and for a child, this represents the parents and the parent situation, and it's hitting in August, September this year, and finalizes in May of 2025. So it's pretty obvious that there's something going on with his parents, and probably likely a potential split. That's what I would say, based on the astrology. So just wanted to present that information in terms of we'll follow along and see what goes on with the transits and the events that are made public. And, yeah, so thank you for listening. I'll probably get to Kate Middleton's chart and possibly do a birth time rectification on her, but I would not, just a note to astrologers, students out there, if you're going with the 7 p.m. birth time, well, you should test it because it's not very accurate. And I'll leave it at that. So thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and please give it a thumbs up if you like the video. And see you on the next video. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye now.